Welcome learners and viewers of the MEV 002 Environmental and Occupational Hazards. Today we would discuss about the corporate and office hazards, diseases and human health. So we have already discussed about the ergonomic and psychological hazards that are faced by the people working in offices and these sectors, and now let us specifically see the certain type of diseases and define them and how they occur in the long run among the workers. I introduce myself as Dr. Sushmita Bhaskar, working in the discipline of Environmental Studies at the School of Interdisciplinary and Transdisciplinary Studies, Indira Gandhi National Open University, New Delhi. Let us now see the learning objectives of this module. So after listening to and reading this module, you will be able to explain the various diseases caused due to long exposures and work in the corporate sector as well as in the offices. Now, there are some conditions which develop more commonly in persons working in the corporate houses or offices, and normally if you see, their work comprises of a chair and a table, and then it has a personal computer on the table. Most offices presently this is what you find. Now, let us discuss some common medical conditions from which an office worker can suffer during his lifetime due to their special work environment. Now, this is one syndrome, carpal tunnel syndrome. In short form we write it as CTS. It is becoming very common issue these days, and it is normally occurring due to the modern office conditions, and the modern office workers bear the brunt of the same. Now, till the advent of the computers in the offices, CTS was not taken seriously, and till that time it was just thought that it is another excuse by the people to miss a day in office. But presently we see that every desk has a desktop computer or laptops, and this has become increasingly a serious issue. Now, here if you see, the ligaments can become inflamed, the nerves can get affected. You can see that there is compression of the nerves, so the entire palm and the working area from the wrist to the palm and the fingers are affected due to this syndrome. So medically this occurs due to a pressure on the median nerve, the nerve in the wrist that supplies feeling and movement to the parts of the hand. So when you don't have any feeling at all, then that can lead to numbness, tingling, weakness and muscle damage in the hand as well as the fingers, and it can be caused by performing a motion repeatedly. Now, although other factors can play a part in CTS, but endless hours in front of the computers and handling the keypad and mouse, this has also led to the explosion of this condition in the past 20 years. Now, can we treat them? Okay, sometimes people, when it's uncontrollable and the muscle strains, the muscles are so badly strained and sprained, then they may have to go for certain kind of a minor surgery. But otherwise there are ways also to treat the CTS, where the first and foremost is by stretching. So that is why when you work in between, you need to give time for your wrist, for your hands, and you can just close and open your fist and do some forms of yoga for every finger, and this way that can release the stress accumulated on every finger or on the entire wrist and the palm itself. That can release the tension in the wrist. Then there are forms of acupuncture where needles can be placed on the pressure points, and that can also relieve the pain and the stress developed over there. Or if there are certain drugs and medicines which can relieve the pain, and finally the last option would be some kind of a surgery. Now, back pain. So back pain also is seriously faced by many people in the office environment, and this normally occurs due to the wrong ergonomics, wrong posture, not keeping the right type of chair, sitting arrangement, and the spinal cord and your back. Everybody, the back is designed differently, like some may be obese, some may be thin, and their bones may be exposed. So everybody has a different metabolic condition and a body structure, and that needs to be attended to. So you need to have supports that are supporting every part of your body, which you think that they require the same. So otherwise long hours, when it is a 9 to 10, maybe from you reach your office by 9 o'clock, and from 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock your lunch time, it's like 3-4 hours you don't get up from the chair. Then suddenly when you get up, either your knees, your legs or your back, that may have certain problems, you can have pain. So while we think that the lower back pain affects only the elderly population, but due to age and due to these office sector and these present conditions of the job environment that we are working in, this has become an increasingly increased problem for the office workers of all ages. So there are a number of causes of back pain which is an outcome of occupational factors, and this is due to increase in sedentary positions like sitting inappropriately and sitting also for more than few hours a day. Adopting a bad posture over time, this can also be totally devastating to the body. Now, exerting too much force on the back, like sometimes if you are lifting and moving heavy objects, that can cause injury to the spine. In the offices you may have files, you may have certain books, and you may need to take it from one place to another. They may be placed down on the floor or in the cabins that are placed below, your table or side of your on the side of your table. So in that case you may have to bend, you may have to lift and then take it to another place, again put them down. So this also sometimes when you're exerting too much of pressure, that can also cause injury to the spine and the back. Then repeating certain movements which involve twisting and rotating your spine, this can also injure the back. Having large items in the back pocket like wallet or smartphone, this can also put pressure on the sciatic nerve. So that's why when you come, you need to put everything on the table and feel comfortable while working. Now the back pain can be dull, it can be aching, it can be sharp, and it can also be a stabbing pain. It makes a worker difficult to concentrate on his job. However, simple measures, this can help the recurrence and the occurrence of such kind of back pains. Now aging, obesity and poor physical conditions, this can also contribute to increased back pain. So anyone complaining of low back pain, they should take the professional help from the doctors or medical professionals and then go on to doing some kind of yoga or exercise. Now some exercises which may seem useful that may be contraindicated in the low back pain patients, that include the abdominal strengthening activities, and that will relieve pressure on the low back. The worker should stand often. Simple act of standing itself, it will improve the blood flow and it will engage the muscles from the feet to the trunk. Now the posture should be corrected while sitting as also while standing. The chair that the worker sits is also very important. So that should support the good posture and not reinforce the bad ones. Then the worker should maintain an ideal weight. He should not eat all the the unhealthy diet, but the diet should have enough of calcium and vitamin D. So these nutrients can actually help prevent osteoporosis and a condition that will allow the bones to become weak and brittle, and that is responsible for many of the bone fractures and sprains that lead to the back pain. Now obesity. Now this is basically due to eating fast foods or having too much of sugary or too much of foods that have fat and carbonated drinks. So although this is not a new issue, but the problem is becoming worse because of the lack of physical activity, increased levels of stress and the growing prevalence of junk food. All this can contribute to increase in obesity in the workplaces globally. In India now, obesity is considered a disease, and let me tell you, obesity also leads to the type 2 diabetes, and that is why we are also a nation which is leading in the diabetes and blood sugar in our country. Now metabolic syndrome, this is a disease condition in which the obesity is associated with diabetes. Some people, they may have juvenile diabetes, that is the type 1 diabetes, but type 2 can normally be controlled and be prevented by following healthy lifestyles and doing proper exercise. So therefore the worker should watch what they eat at the office. Colon cancer. While this is still being debated, it is not very clear whether long office jobs and this can have a link or a direct relationship to colon cancer. But many of the people have actually reported that sitting for long hours of time can lead to colorectal cancers globally. And according to the American Journal of Epidemiology, the scientists have found that people who work in the office for more than 10 years and spend most of their time in sedentary work at a desk, they can have a 44% increase in the risk of colon cancer. So getting up and moving around during the day as well as a healthy diet can also help to reduce this risk. Consumption of green leafy vegetables, this is also highly beneficial. Then heart diseases. According to the British scientists, those people who work for 10 to 11 hours in the office, they have a 67% higher risk to developing the heart disease. So the main reasons for increased incidence of heart disease in the white collared office workers, because they are working for long hours, they have less time for exercise, and they also go in for the unhealthy eating. So that can actually block the heart vessels, and it can lead to atherosclerosis, hardening of the muscles and the walls around the heart, and this can give problems. And sometimes also inhaling toxic particulate material and biological infections can also lead to heart failure, right heart failure, and so on. So working in an office can also pose workers to more stress, less peace, less sleep, and engage in other behaviors which contribute to the cardiovascular risk. Particularly smoking also is they will be vulnerable to the heart hazards. Then getting up from the desk every 30 minutes, that way they can reduce the risk of having a heart attack. And drinking sufficient amounts of water by staying hydrated, that is also very important. And walking, also taking the stairs, that also reduces, rather than taking the elevator, if you take the stairs, then that also will relieve you of these hazards. Biological hazards. Okay, so not to mention that it is not that the offices contain only the physical and the chemical hazards like slips and falls, but also the offices are places that can harbor the biological hazards. Most modern offices, they are being well cleaned with sanitizers, with proper disinfectants, and the staff being well employed, and they are given a good space and time for working comfortably, so that way they also perform their activities efficiently. And so they clean every nook and corner of the office is cleaned well. Otherwise the offices can harbor microbes on their office desk, on the chair, because every day you sit on the chair and the sponge is not being cleaned or wiped. Then again there can be certain food items, you eat on the office chair or office desk, and that can be left over. Rodents can come and eat on those items. Then the dustbins that are there in the offices, they can be closed, they can be opened, and there again you can have certain rats, mouse, and certain other insects, the reptile species also which enter, and it can also be a breeding ground for the mosquitoes, and the dengue is very commonly reported in such unhealthy office environments. So cleaning, utmost and very clean environments, and cleaning is utmost essential. And nowadays you get the antibacterial wipes and sponges which instantly clean all the surfaces and the tables that are exposed to these kinds of hazards. The nutrition in the office. The workers, if you see, like all the time when you have to run to an office, you say that 9 o'clock I have a meeting to attend, 10 o'clock I have this to do, 11 o'clock I have a recording to be done. So you are always busy and like a busy bee, and that way you don't eat the proper nutrition at home or in the office. Because when you leave home you say that I'll have something in the office. When you go to the office canteen, that may not be as nutritive as we prepare at home, and again the food may be stale food. It could have been purchased one day before, or a few hours before, and you don't know how that is being preserved, whether in the deep freezer, whether it is being heated well, whether those ovens, grills are all being cleaned every day, whether your coffee machines in the offices, they are being cleaned to brew the proper and clean cappuccino or whatever you would like to drink. So these things the person needs to give importance as to whatever he consumes in the office. So healthy food and exercise is important. Stay hydrated, then avoid the oily food and sugary foods. You need to burn the calories by taking up the stairs. So after eating, it is good if you can actually walk a little bit, not too much of stress and force, but light walking will always help in the digestion of the food material. And also you need to sleep well and de-stress yourself. Health hazards of working long hours in the air conditioned offices are also chronic in nature. So sometimes the too much of cooling on the body, that can create certain bone problems, and frozen shoulders and certain other bone and the muscle aching is also reported by many people who work in too cold offices. Again, you sit in front of the computer for endless hours, that can cause eye, back and the wrist pain. Then constant pressure of meeting targets, these also cause certain types of stress. Finally, stress, what does it lead to? It leads to physical problems like heart diseases or diabetes. The worker cannot isolate his work from the personal life, and the stress factor, it spills over to his personal life and also to the family life. So that way balancing your work and family is very important to have a healthy life and living. Therefore, we can conclude that the common health risks associated with workplace include the breathing problems, dermatitis and skin irritation, damages to the muscles, damage to bones and the joints, reduced hearing and the hear damage. Using earphones and the earbuds, this can also cause, that is a wireless buds, this can also cause damage to the eardrums, and all this will give rise to the reduced well-being. Indoor hazards. Now indoor hazards, they can be characterized by particulate material, you can have dust and the allergens, then this can lead to rhinitis and the watering eyes or the red eyes. And let me tell you, the fibers even from your sweaters, from your cardigans, these fibers can also be floating in the air, that can settle down on the computers or on, and then these it depends upon the size of the particulate matter, and it can sometimes, if it is lesser than certain micron meter, then it can or a nanometer, then it can easily enter your respiratory system, it can block the bronchioles, and it can cause bronchitis, asthma, allergic asthma, and then finally the lung itself can be affected. Now slips and falls, are common in the indoor hazards faced in the offices, and that could be due to the slippery tiles. You get the Italian well polished marble these tiles these days, which are totally slippery, and the shoes or the high heel sandals that you wear, that the sole may not be all right, and that can give rise to the slips and the falls sometimes. Now there can be wet floors when the cleaning is taking place, or water or something is spilled on the floor, or uneven floors, the floors can be uneven, and your foot or your sandals, this can get trapped in between. Then uneven carpets and rugs, this can also cause slips and falls. There could be exposed cords like the telephone cord or certain other electrical and power cords. So this can cause can electrocute a person, and also you can slip and fall on those cords. Then again, cluttered areas, when the total office is cluttered with too many things, books, files, everything, there again you tend to hit yourself on the wall or on the books or the cabinets, and you may injure yourself. There may be mild injuries, but you do injure yourself in the process. Now when I was talking about carpets and rugs, these are also a rich host and source, where they host so many biological contaminants. It could be bacteria, viruses, fungi, and certain parasites, because on the rugs, these typically they go on. So that is why it is not advisable to use rugs and carpets in the office area, because if there are just the proper floors, then that can always be wiped clean on all the four corners every day, or even 2 or 3 times a day to be super safe. Now other hazards include sprains and strains. They can have poor workstation ergonomics, indoor air quality problems, insufficient or excessive lighting in the office. Then there could also be noise, so the noise can also be a factor. Then electrical hazards or electrocution from certain wires, or the points, they can be exposed, or just putting the bare wire itself into the cord and then working on the system even temporarily, that sometimes can lead to fires and hazards. Then rain, snow and ice, the external weather temperature, the external weather conditions, that can also sometimes have hazards that are created to the office workers. So you may slip on the exterior step, or you can skid over there, or you can even in the walkways, in the pathways, on the steps, the entry and the exit steps. So during rainy season, or when there is snow and when there is ice, so you tend to slip. Then again the parking lot, also certain hazards can occur. So from there, when you enter the office immediately, if there is not a proper carpet or anything which can absorb the waters, then again you tend to slip when entering your offices inside. So now that we have discussed all the hazards, so let us now see some of the control measures that we ourselves can do, and certain other control measures that can be done. So eyes always we need to take rest in between, like maybe after half an hour you need to take a 10-minute rest and not see the screen at all. Either you close your eyes and you meditate, or you see something far away from your screen, and you distance your eyes, to like you see a distant object, because you are seeing the screen which is located maybe very close to your eyes. Again, it again depends upon person to person, like how far or near you want to keep your screen. But that is why you should not see the nearby objects when you take the rest, but you see a distant object, maybe a tree, or you see the open sky and so on. So that will give you some relief. Then the indoor air quality, this can be improved by proper maintenance. You can have certain air control, air quality filters and machines. Then you have the cleaning and the filtration of the ventilation. There should be proper ventilation. Then heating and the air conditioning systems. All this need to be cleaned and controlled well, and this will help in reducing the respiratory irritant infections and also illnesses. And the offices need to be ventilated well. You can open your windows and allow the fresh air to come in at times, and then again close it and use the air conditioners again. And preventing the accumulation of dust, pollen, dirt on all the surfaces including the computers, that will also cut down on the respiratory irritant infections and illnesses. So cleanliness will help spread the illnesses and diseases in the workplace. Restroom, break room, lunch areas, the refrigerators, and also the heating equipments like the induction, the stoves, the cafeteria area, the coffee machines, the ovens, microwaves, all this, they have to be regularly sanitized and cleaned and should be kept up to the mark so that there is no biological hazard from the same. So dear learners and viewers, in this module we discussed about the diseases and the health problems that the workers and the people face in the corporate as well as in the office sector. And we have seen how stress can create the metabolic disorders like blood pressure, then heart ailments, cardiovascular ailments. It can lead to the type 2 diabetes, and then your eyes can be strained, and overall intestinal or the gastrointestinal system can be upset because of the pressure, acidity which is given. So that can also result in certain formation of stones, and so on. So you need to take rest in between, and also biological hazards also we discussed how even biological agents can rest and they can contaminate the office spaces. So mitigation and control of these biological agents is also very important. We also discussed certain physical things like the physical hazards like the slips and falls which can be encountered during the wet floors, during mopping, or during rain and snow where the external surfaces are wet, and then we tend to fall and slip on these surfaces. So these were the certain hazards, the diseases, and back pain and so on, which are faced by the office workers. I hope you have understood this module well. Thank you for your patient listening.